So, have you ever watched a preschooler tackle a foam climber and just light up with confidence? There's something really special happening there. And today we're looking at why indoor soft climbing equipment is becoming such a valuable tool. Well, actually, let's call it what it is: a powerful tool for motor development in preschool classrooms. I'm here with an expert who's going to help us unpack this.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it really is powerful. When children move through ramps, tunnels, steps, and low platforms, they're practicing coordination, spatial awareness, body control, and even problem solving. And the beauty of soft surfaces is they reduce the fear of falling, so kids try new movements more confidently.
That makes sense. I mean, it's one thing to have outdoor playgrounds, but indoors? That's a different challenge, right? Especially when you're dealing with limited space and, uh, unpredictable weather.
Exactly. Indoor soft play areas provide a safe, controlled environment for preschoolers to engage in physical activity year-round. Soft climbing equipment helps children build strength, balance, and confidence in a cushioned environment. It supports gross motor development, active learning, all foundational for later academic success and physical activity.
Right. So, for educators listening, how are teachers actually using this equipment day to day?
Great question. These pieces can be used during center time, indoor recess, movement breaks, and teacher-led gross motor activities. A short climbing circuit works as a movement break, while tunnels and ramps can become part of a turn-taking game or obstacle course. It's really versatile.
That's helpful.
And you mentioned versatility. Modular and flexible designs let educators rearrange equipment for different group sizes, room layouts, and activity goals. Modular sets make it easier to create obstacle courses, small group activities, or calm movement corners without needing a large amount of floor space. That flexibility gives teachers more ways to use the same equipment across the week.
Love that. So, what are the best types of equipment for a preschool classroom? I'm thinking there are probably some go to pieces.
Definitely. The strongest classroom choices are modular foam climbers, crawl-through tunnels, soft play mats, and low climbing structures with ramps or steps. A good setup often combines more than one type, so children can move through the space in different ways. For example, you might have a climber with a ramp and slide, paired with a crawl-through tunnel.
Gotcha. And on the topic of safety, what should educators be looking for?
Oh, safety is huge. Key features for classrooms include rounded edges, stable construction, easy-to-clean surfaces, and age-appropriate heights. Look for equipment designed specifically for preschoolers to limit fall risks while still allowing them to practice balancing and coordination. You also want high-density foam that's firm enough to bear a child's weight without collapsing, but soft enough to absorb impacts.
Makes sense. Are there, specific safety standards that this equipment should meet?
Absolutely. CPSIA compliance is mandatory for children's products sold in the U.S., addressing issues like lead content and phthalates in materials. For soft play equipment specifically, look for compliance with relevant safety standards. There's also Green Guard Gold certification, which ensures materials have low chemical emissions. Super important for maintaining healthy indoor air quality in classrooms where kids spend so much time.
Right, air quality is often overlooked. Now, durability. Preschool classrooms are high traffic environments. What materials hold up best?
Commercial quality materials are essential for durability and frequent cleaning. High-density foam and durable, easy-to-clean vinyl or polyurethane covers are necessary to withstand the rigors of daily use. Tear-resistant coverings made from water-resistant polyurethane or heavy-duty vinyl handle daily wear and tear, and non-slip bases prevent sliding on various floor surfaces.
I see. Go on.
I remember setting up a soft play area in my first preschool classroom years ago. We had this one little guy who was terrified of climbing anything. But with the soft foam blocks, he started small, just stepping up and down. And within weeks, he was climbing the whole structure with this huge grin.
That's amazing. It really shows how the right environment can change everything. And speaking of materials and construction, that point about commercial grade durability really sets up our next piece: how to integrate all this into diverse classroom layouts. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
At Little People's Cove, we help preschools and early education classrooms create safe, engaging environments with commercial grade soft play equipment built for active daily use. Our soft play areas give young children opportunities to climb, crawl, balance, and explore while supporting gross motor development, coordination, sensory learning, and social interaction. Designed for durability and high traffic classroom use, our products keep children active, engaged, and developmentally supported. Learn more at www.littlepeoplescove.com.
Picking up on commercial grade durability, how do educators actually design and integrate soft play areas into their existing classroom layouts?
It starts with understanding your space and your goals. Modular designs offer versatility, allowing educators to reconfigure play spaces to suit different activities, age groups, and classroom layouts. You might set up a movement center in one corner, then rearrange the same pieces into an obstacle course for a group activity later in the week.
So it's really about being intentional with the setup. What's a good starting point for a teacher who's new to this?
I'd say start simple. Maybe a modular foam climber and a crawl-through tunnel. From there, you can add soft play mats or low climbing structures with ramps. Individual shapes that attach with hook and loop fasteners let you mix and match pieces. And because they're lightweight and movable, teachers, and even older preschoolers, can rearrange them easily.
I love that kids can help rearrange. That's got to build ownership, right? Plus, it probably saves teachers from having to do all the heavy lifting. Though I guess heavy is relative when we're talking about foam blocks.
Exactly. And it also supports problem-solving skills as children figure out how to work with obstacles and interact with different components. In classrooms with mixed developmental levels, soft play is easy to adapt. More confident children can tackle the climber independently, while younger or cautious children can start with crawling, stepping, or testing out the tunnel.
That adaptability is key. You know, I think one thing educators worry about is maintenance. How realistic is it to keep these pieces clean?
Very realistic. Surfaces should be smooth and non-porous so teachers can quickly wipe them down with classroom-safe mild soap and water. Concealed hardware like zippers and fasteners should be hidden or recessed to prevent scratching and ensure children can't easily peel them off. It's really focused on making maintenance as simple as possible.
Gotcha. So, to everyone listening, if you're thinking about adding soft climbing to your classroom, what's the one takeaway you'd want them to remember?
Choose equipment that balances safe, active gross motor development with the practical demands of a high-traffic learning environment. In other words, look for modular, commercial-grade pieces that are easy to clean, rearrange, and adapt to your students' needs. When you get that right, soft play becomes part of the daily routine, supporting learning and regulation all day long.
Perfect. And here's a question for you, the listener. How could rethinking your classroom layout with movement in mind change the way your students engage throughout the day? Thanks so much for joining us today and breaking this all down.
My pleasure. Happy to help educators create those inviting movement spaces.